I think that's probably a good point. Maybe something we should actually kind of bring up now, because I have spoken to a few service advisors and they
Yep.
see your tech as being just that the robots are taking over and
Yep.
I'm going to lose my
Yeah,
job. But I
absolutely.
don't think that's necessarily the case. That's not the
No.
way this is being structured. It's giving the consumer the option to choose how they want to engage with the dealership.
Yeah, I mean, if we had a solution that would actually take over a person's job, we'd be charging probably 6 times the amount, and I'd be driving a lot nicer car. But no, it's not a one size fits all. People are dynamic, and as I said, like certain times you want to deal with someone, other times you don't need to. A prime example is the ATMs. When ATMs were first introduced, it was the same thought process. All the tellers' jobs are going to go away, and from 1970 to 2010, these jobs actually increased. Now, what it did allow the banks to do was open up more locations with less people, but you're taking something that at a fundamental level to check somebody in, especially if it's a routine maintenance, that, to be honest, is really not that difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And you're freeing up that time for that service advisor to have that customer who's come in. It's the third time they're bringing their vehicle in for the exact same problem, and they can spend that time as opposed to looking at the lineup that's behind them or 6 oil changes and 2 tire rotations. So,
but that time that is not just given back to the customer, but the time's also given back to the advisor. So
yeah,
the
exactly.
advisor can actually spend more time, going through the proper process of dealing with these customers and working through, what their vehicles needs, and you have more time. That's the
Yeah,
way I guess I kind of see the advantage of the technology at the advisor level, is just buying time back.
that's exactly right. I mean, for a customer to drop off, it takes roughly, with our technology, about 3 minutes, and to pick
Uh-huh.
up, it's probably about 2. The time it takes for a service advisor to do it is probably triple that. Now, that's not saying that that's wasted time or that they're slow. Obviously, there's communication and things back and forth, but there's still inefficiencies from handing the keys over to the valet to get the valet to go get the vehicle and bring it over. I mean, that time's not spent, really value add with that customer. It's
Mm-hmm.
getting around, how's the weather, you see Toronto lost tonight, those types of conversations. Meanwhile, the customer is looking at their watch going, I need to go pick up my kid before the daycare picks up and starts charging me $5 an hour
Mm-hmm.
or $5 a minute. So it's giving the time back to these advisors, and the advisors that see it understand it. I mean, the way advisors for the most part get paid is there's always that bonus on all the work that they take in.
Mm-hmm.
Every dealer that we've installed, as long as they're retrieving the keys and still processing and starting the work order, that advisor is still getting paid. So we have some superstars advisors who are actually making more money.
I was going to ask you about that. Do you
Yeah,
actually see that advisors, hours per work order actually increasing through utilizing this
yeah,
tech?
they are, because they're being able to utilize that instead of spending 15, 20 minutes on checking out 10 customers. They simply call them up. They confirm with them that, yes, I'm in a rush. I just want to check out this way. And then they can go and do that. And then they can call their customers for the next day and confirm their appointments. And then those customers are coming in. So, it's understandable. I mean, every time there's change, we don't necessarily like it.
Sure.
There's always this mentality of, I always look as it's like a superstar all of a sudden gets hired to your company, and it's like, hey, this thing's really great, and there's of course going to be this natural animosity towards it, but once you get to know them, once you understand that, hey, this person can't actually take over your job and is designed not to do that, well, then it starts working in your favor for sure.
What stood out most to you? Be sure to let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to like the post and share it to keep the conversation going. Be sure to connect with Cory on LinkedIn and swing by stormkiosks.com. You can follow Jason on all social media platforms by following Strategy with Jason. You can find him pretty well everywhere you can share content.